Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Stepsbasic, and welcome back to my community show. That was weird. Stop hitting the freaking tripod, dog. Down. Anyway, but that's not important. What's important is... Sit down, dog. What's important is what we're here to talk about today. First of all, a couple announcements. First, sorry I haven't been able to live stream. I've been wanting to get to a live stream forever. I got a nice one in with my buddy there where we played a little bit of Minecraft, but apart from that, on my own, I haven't been able to do a good live stream in a while, and it is killing me because I miss chit-chatting with y'all because that's really cool and I like it and it's fun. And I want to get back into finishing up Hellblade and of course I got the Sacrifice lined up and I want to do that. I'm trying to get myself a new amp, or at the very least max out the one I've got. The little moat amp for my dude. Apart from that, I also have my 200 subscriber milestone video. Here's a little snippet of what I'm planning to do. This isn't even part of the main video, but this is a little snippet of what I intend to do with it. That's right. I'm trying my hand at animations. That's what's coming up for the 200 subscriber special. I've got the script all written and I'm just making a few little pictures and whatnot. It's slow going. For those of you who watch animation channels, you know that it is not an easy, quick, just put it out there sort of thing. And yeah, this is tricky. But moreover, what the slowest part of it is I'm drawing everything in paint. And I'm using my editing software to make the videos, so it's going to take me a little while. Honestly, I didn't expect to hit 200 subscribers, full stop, but especially not so quickly. I started working on it when I was at 180, and I'm like, I'll get it done by then, and then all of a sudden, bam, 200 subscribers, 211 now, 212 now, Jesus. I'm so happy. All you guys who just tune in to watch my videos, it makes me proud. But anyway, today's topic, apart from all the announcements, is today we are talking about Easter eggs. Not actual Easter eggs, but Easter eggs you find in games. And I love these things. The more clever, the better. The harder to get to, though, I tend to not like. Now, it's interesting. But anyway, for those of you who don't know, an Easter egg in a video game is sort of a hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink reference to something else. Sometimes it's a reference to a game that other people, that they've done by the same thing, i.e., friggin' Jak and Daxter was an Easter egg in Drake's Uncharted series a couple of times, and there were Easter eggs in other games referring to that, and stuff like that. Like, I think Metal Gear Solid had the freaking frogs you had to find everywhere. Became more of a collectible than an Easter egg, though. But I like these things because they're like an indication that our developers out there making these games have. They're not just some amorphous thing out there. They are human beings, and this, in a way, it signifies their humanity. It shows you that they like to joke around and be silly as well, and in some cases, they just like Star Wars. Now, of course, Easter eggs are a fun thing. Easter eggs should be a fun thing. They should be something like a reward for doing something silly, or doing something fun, or doing something unconventional. I forget what it was, but there was this one game. I wish I could remember the specifics of this, but there was a bug that was patched out, and if you tried to exploit the bug, there was an Easter egg hidden within that. After, if you tried to hit that bug that used to exist, that it would basically be somebody pops in and tells you, yeah, we know what you're trying to do, but you can't do it. And that's the sort of thing that was like kind of funny, because it was like deriding you for trying to exploit a fault in the game. And that sort of thing was funny. Now, one of the biggest games, biggest series really, that comes with Easter eggs is like the Fallout series. One of the most memorable one I actually kind of wrote into my my Tim series was the Indiana Jones reference, when he hides out in a refrigerator and gets knocked out with a atomic bomb. The Crystal Skull reference. But if you open it up, you open up a random refrigerator in the wasteland, you find a yellow fedora, and it's like sort of a hint at that. So this is mostly turning into like some of my favorite Easter eggs that I found, rather than any sort of description of what Easter eggs are. Now this one was a bit heartbreaking. If you played Dying Light: The Following, there is a reference to The Walking Dead in that one. And it's a painful one. It's a reference to the show. Shush. It's a reference to the show as opposed to the books, the comic books. But in and of itself, that was one of the most painful scenes in the show. And all it is you're looking for a farm, you find a farm, and you have to open up the barn. And in the barn there's a whole bunch of infected and a screamer. Anyone who remembers where that's from, it's a really painful part in the series where they find Sophia in Herschel's barn. It's like, ah, God, why would you do this to us? I just swear I cannot film one video without all these noises and distractions, man. Jeez, really not a whole lot to talk about when it comes to Easter eggs. I just wanted to bring it up as a topic. Maybe you should add something else onto this. There is one type of Easter egg I don't like. After we've been talking about all these really cool ones, I don't like the purchasable Easter eggs. I'm not even sure if you really call them Easter eggs, but it's like in Fallout, you can buy the Doom Marine armor. You can get it in the Creator Club, and for creator points, and you can get the Doom Marine armor because Bethesda now does Doom as well. And to me, I don't like those sorts of things, because then it's like, okay, yeah, we know you guys do this. Don't make us pay for it. But it's like if you had it as an unlockable, like say in the glowing sea, you go out to the glowing sea and you find a whole bunch of corpses of demon death claws, and then one skeleton wearing the Doom Marine armor. That would be a good Easter egg, but instead it's in the Creation Club and you can purchase it. Then anybody can have it, and then it just kind of defeats the purpose of it being a secret that you can find that makes you feel special. Like, oh my God, I found this really cool secret. Now everybody can get it and they can run around in Doom Marine armor. Good for you. And to me, those are the worst types of Easter eggs. It's more prevalent in gaming and gaming situations to find these Easter eggs. They do get hidden in other forms of media as well. I mean, you can find them sometimes in movies and in books, but at the same time, books, it's really hard to hide something unless it's just a vague reference to something. Like, take Terry Pratchett, for instance. Hilarious guy. Really known for his satire. Very cutting edge with how he managed things. And at one point in Witches Abroad, one of his books, we have the three witches on a boat underground, and a toad-like creature comes up to him and whispers about his precious, and then Nanny Ogg bashes him about the head. Reference to the Lord of the Rings. Hilarious. It's a Lord of the Rings reference. I like it. I get you. I get you, Terry Pratchett. You're awesome. Or you were awesome. Amazing guy, that guy. If you haven't read any of Terry Pratchett's novels, I recommend it. I seriously recommend. My favorite stories involve death. Not as an actual, like, I died, but as in the anthropomorphic personification thereof. I.e., skeleton, bathrobe, pokebit, farming implement. You know, the actual incarnation of death. Mort was hilarious. but basically any of them are good. The Night Watchmen are hilarious. The Witches, oh god, I think the Witches are probably my favorite. I mean, death aside, the Witches are probably my favorite. The Wizards, give or take. Sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're not. That's a bit of a tangent there. Let's get back on the topic. And movies, it's more of a background thing. Like, you can read it. You can read in a book, and you're obviously going to hit the Easter egg. In a movie, sometimes you'll have to have a sharp eye to actually notice it, or sometimes you'll just have to go and check online. What's the Easter eggs in this one? And a lot of times they're mostly just like people's interpretations. So it's like sometimes they're not Easter eggs, they're just somebody overthinking something. But that's what makes gaming so much more involved, he says, knowing that gaming is literally an involved form of media. The Easter eggs are stuff that you can actually have to seek out and find. I mean, yes, there are some that are along the storyline, so it's a lot easier to find them. But at the same time, there's a vast world of them out there. Human fall flat. You climb a tree, you can literally find an Easter egg. An egg. Painted like an Easter egg. You literally find an Easter egg in the game. And that's really cool. And that in itself is a funny sort of thing. It's like a satire of Easter eggs. But anyway, what are your guys' favorite Easter eggs? Have you found any that just really tickled you or made you go, neat? Shush phone. Or, were there some that were just like so dark, you're like, oh my god, I can't believe they actually did that. Like the barn in the following. But anyway, leave those in the comments down below. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please go ahead and poke that like button for me if you'd like to. Of course, you can comment down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can, when I can, if I can, all that jazz. And tune in next time, where hopefully I'll have a more put together video. I thought I had a lot to talk about, but I didn't. That happens a lot, though, doesn't it? But anyway, until then, good night.